Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I wanted to talk about a movie that I've watched a few times, and I recently picked it up on Blu-ray. It was like 10 bucks plus shipping on eBay, and that is Auntie Lee's Meat Pies. This is a Vinegar Syndrome release. It looks really good. It looks really fun. If you look at the cover, it looks like some, I guess, crazy cannibal woman on the cover. She is in the movie, and then, like every other Vinegar Syndrome release, there's a flip side with the old VHS artwork, or in some instances, I guess, DVD artwork, but I'm assuming this would be VHS. So this movie's from 1992. It also has Michael Berryman in it and Karen Black. Karen Black is, I guess, more of a prominent role in this than Michael Berryman. The main point of the story is there's this small town, and the sheriff is Mr. Miyagi. What's his name? Pat. Why is his name escaping me? Pat Morita from Happy Days and Karate Kid, and he's this small town sheriff. It's like quiet, nothing really going on, and Auntie Lee, the namesake of the movie, is Karen Black, who has all these nieces. I don't think they're actually her nieces. I think she just calls them that and takes them in, probably orphans or runaways or whatever they are, and all the women are in there, I would say 20s, and they're all attractive. There's an Asian one, there's a blonde, there's a brunette. They're pretty different looking, all of them. And Auntie Lee makes meat pies that she sells to all the restaurants and people in the area, and everyone talks really highly of her meat pies. But little do they know, the nieces are kidnapping and killing men that they find on the road, hitchhikers, bad people, whatever. When they get into situations where a man tries to maybe take advantage, they kill them. They're turning them into the meat pies. And they're a cannibalistic family. It sounds really grotesque and gory, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, if you will. But it plays more like a black comedy, sort of. It's not very gory, and any of the gore you do see is really cheesy. There's one part where an axe comes and cuts a guy's head off, and blood squirting, and it just looks really goofy. They didn't even try too much, They didn't try to make it a scary movie. It's definitely goofy, tongue-in-cheek, silly movie. Definitely has that 90s vibe. The women have like big hair and stuff, and it's a pretty fun film, but it feels very tame. So like, if you go into this expecting maybe this gory sleaze fest with a lot of crazy stuff happening, you're not going to find that in this movie. Everything is very kind of held back, and Michael Berryman is this slow guy that works for the aunt that fixes cars and does odd jobs on the compound or the house, and he is also in cahoots with them, killing the people to bring the bodies back and turn them into meat pies. And it starts to come out that they're doing this. That's sort of the point of the story. Near the end of the film, I'm not going to give away anything, but there's a character who shows up and is very different than the rest of the characters without saying too much, and it catches you off guard, and you think it's like a joke, like the person's putting on an act, but it's supposed to be real. So much so that in the movie, the guys that they've now kind of seduced that are sitting there at their dinner table that they're going to kill are like laughing, like, oh, that's really funny that she acts like that. What is this, a joke? And they get offended, and they're like, no, that's how she is. It's not funny. It's not a joke. And then there's these scenes of them going into the basement with these guys, and there's these like huge snakes and tons of smoke. It sort of like changes kind of gears a little bit, the movie. It sort of goes from this campy, cheesy horror movie, but more comedy, to this weird overtone. And then the end of the movie gets sort of, I don't want to say negative, but ends off on a note you wouldn't expect, and then it just ends. And I was like, oh, this isn't the kind of movie you'd expect. Maybe a goofy ending or the good guys win, or no. This movie has a very, like, bad, I guess, ending in a sense, at least for certain characters, and then the movie just stops. So you don't know what actually happens to Auntie Lee and her nieces and all that stuff. But it's a pretty fun movie. It's not like amazing by any means. It's good, but it definitely plays more of that goofy comedy B-movie routine, then horror, then gore, then sleaze. If it took that step up, had more gore, had more sleaze, I think it would be better and in a better scenario. But overall, it just ends up being kind of decent. It's fun, but it's not. It doesn't cross that threshold of being amazing or really over the top. So overall, I would slightly recommend Auntie Lee's Meat Pies, but know what you're getting into when you go into it. Way more tongue-in-cheek, kind of black humor than anything. So pretty fun Vinegar Syndrome release. I really like the cover art. Actually, I think that I don't like some of their artwork they do, but this artwork is up my alley. I think they did a great job on that. So it comes with an interview with the actor Michael Berryman, who you'll know from The Hills Have Eyes, an interview with makeup artist Roy Knierim, an interview with actor Richard Vidian, an interview with actor Grant Kramer, and the recipe for Auntie Lee's Meat Pies about a homicidal homemaker. It's a region-free Blu-ray restored in 4K from the original 35mm. It has subtitles and reversible cover art, which I showed you. It looks really good. Sometimes they get the interpositives. I guess they got a better one with this one, so it looks good for its age. Let me know, guys, if you've seen Auntie Lee Meat Pies. My buddy Chris Kim and I spoke about this fairly recently, and he said the same thing. It would have really helped it had it been gorier and sleazier, but it was decent overall. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.